Welcome back to another episode of the 1% Life Podcast. I'm your host, Coach JT. This information is for educational and informational purposes only and is solely a self-help tool for your own use. I'm not providing medical, psychological, fitness, or nutrition therapy. You should not use this information to diagnose or treat any health problem or illness without consulting your own medical practitioner. As always, results of any kind will vary based on each person's unique circumstances, capacity, and work ethic. Remember being younger and looking at older people? Just seemed like so far away that it wasn't even on the radar. We were so involved in our day-to-day life that it didn't even matter. Right? When you're in grade school, people that were like 16 to 18 were old. They were adults. They were going to college. They were getting driver's license. They were joining the military. They were adults. And then when you were like 18 to 21, 30 was old. That was over the hill. Your parents were old. Until you were in your 20s. And then it was 40 was over the hill. You saw black balloons on the mailbox. It's time to throw in the towel. It's over. It's all downhill from 40. But now at 50, it's changed again. But in a very different way for me. It's not about age and years at all to me anymore. It's about biological age. I wish I would have seen it like this a decade ago or 2 decades ago. So what do you think when you look around and you see an average, normal 40 to 70-year-old person? It's inevitable. It's acceptable. I hear people that talk about growing old gracefully. What does that even mean? How much control do we actually have? Are things like premature wrinkles and saggy skin just unavoidable in your 40s and 50s? What about all that fat that's accumulating around your hips and your chest and your gut? Yeah, when I was younger, I had a six-pack. I'm too old for that now. I hear that all the time. When I was younger, I used to. Just wait till you're 30. Just wait till you're 40. You'll see. Just wait till you're 50. You'll see. Low energy? Oh man, I'm tired all the time. Just happens when you're 60. Stress, that's become a running joke. Like it's the only way to survive. It's just normal. In fact, you're abnormal if you're not stressed. People think you're lazy and unsuccessful if you're not highly stressed. And then over half the population is fat and unhealthy. I would say closer to 80%. If you go by my standard, I would say 80+%. Look around. How many lean, fit, healthy people do you see nowadays? They stand out. And then what about frequent sickness? Poor immune function. I've seen people die from all kinds of little things that just progressed because they couldn't fight them off. Right? Somebody gets a cold. 3 weeks later, it's in their chest. A couple weeks later, they got a bad sinus infection. A few days later, they're in the ER. Then it turns into pneumonia. And then they can't treat them and they life flight them somewhere else. Then they're intubated and on a ventilator and they die. People in their early 40s and 50s. It's insane. Why? Because their body was so weak and sick that they couldn't fight off a simple cold and it just ate them alive. It's horrible. The rate of inflammatory disease is like 70% of the population. It's the number one cause of death in the world, hands down. And it gets worse as we age. Coincidence? Think about people that you know. Everybody has something wrong. They complain. They take meds. They're hobbling around. Their back hurts. They're wearing braces all the time. Like they're 90 and these people are 45 years old. Type 2 diabetes, right? The vast majority of that being after 40 years old. It's the accumulative effect of neglect. The reason younger people don't have it is because they haven't had time to destroy themselves to cause the problem yet. Your body tries to help you out. You just beat it into submission after a while. Depression, hormone imbalance. Doctor's going to tell you that's just part of getting older. Suck it up, fatty. Memory loss, declining eyesight, lack of mobility. You see people 60, 70 years old that can't even move around anymore. They don't go up the stairs because it's dangerous. Chronic pain. Seems like everybody's getting pain. My back hurts, my leg hurts, my hip hurts, my ankle hurts, my knee hurts, my neck hurts, my shoulders hurt. Because I'm getting older. When I was your age, I didn't have those problems. Why? It's not because of your age. Skin spots, saggy skin, eye bags, balding. Is it just all age? Maybe it's crappy genetics? Bad luck? The disease gremlins come get you? Or, this is a long shot, but maybe it's more about neglect, lifestyle, habits, nutrition, environment, your choices. If you look around, you'll see it everywhere. These choices are all over the place. Strength and physical ability, for instance, 90% of men over 30 can't even sprint. They can't do 5 pull-ups. They can't do 10 push-ups. They can't run a mile. 90% of men over 30 will never even try to sprint again. Women, same thing. Can't do sprints. Can't do a pull-up. Can't do a push-up. Can't run a mile. The number one cause of injuries as we get older is loss of balance, loss of mobility, loss of flexibility, loss of muscle mass. You get frail. Why? Because you're getting older? Or maybe because you didn't do what you needed to do leading up into the time that you've destroyed yourself 60 years later. When's the last time you saw a strong, fit, 70-year-old person? What about an 80-year-old person? I did see one at the gym about a year ago. Is it just his genetics? He'll tell you it's not. Ask him what he's been doing for the last 50 years. What about the foods we eat? 80% of our food supply has added sugar. You know, the average American eats 130 pounds of sugar a year. Think about that. Think about a 5-pound bag of Dixie Crystal sugar. How many is that? It's insane. 90% of the average person's diet in America, anyway, is highly processed garbage. And then what about all the poisons that we consume that we've convinced ourselves are okay? We do it on a day-to-day basis. Sally does it. Joe does it. Tommy does it. We've always done it. I ain't dead yet. It must be okay. Alcohol, pure poison, yet 60 to 70% of people drink on a regular basis. And then we use 1 billion pounds of pesticides on our food supply in the U.S. So when we talk about aging, what is it? Beyond just the number of candles on the birthday cake you shouldn't be eating, what is it? Why do some people seem to age slower and look younger? You know who they are. You've seen them. How do they avoid 90% of all this crap we're talking about? How are they not sick? Is it magic? Are they the ones that just have good genetics? The disease gremlins didn't come get? And then why do the others, the majority, feel 80 and look 80 and act 80 or more when they're 50? If it was really just age, we'd all have the same problems at the same time. We'd all look and feel the same way at the exact same age, but we don't. Why? I became really interested in this about 10 years ago because I was 270 pounds. I was fat. I was sick. I was unhealthy. I was stiff, had no cardio capacity, had frequent sinus infections. I was taking prednisone. I had acid reflux, bloating when I ate. I looked older. I felt older. If it's just age, how have I improved so dramatically over the past 10 years from 40 to 50? How am I in better physical shape now than I was in my 20s? How have I avoided all this sickness, premature wrinkles and age spots and big bags under my eyes and all the disease and inflammatory issues and bad memory and lethargy and high stress? It's all normal, right? It's all just part of aging. I haven't even been sick in the past 6 to 8 years, thank God, but never got COVID, haven't even had a cold, haven't been down and out at all in years. I don't remember what it's like to feel sick. Is it just magic? I'll tell you why. It's because getting older in age is the same for everyone, but the rate of biological aging is not set in stone. We can speed it up, we can slow it down, and in some cases, like I've done, you can reverse it. So here's what biological aging comes down to me. Number one, cellular damage from environmental stuff like pollution and toxins and poisons. Number two, DNA damage for all kinds of reasons. Drugs, poor sleep, oxidative stress. Number three, accumulation of cellular waste. Cell glycation, basically. Sugar molecules bind to proteins and fats and create what's called AGEs or advanced glycation end products. It ruins protein cells and makes them unusable. Mitochondrial dysfunction, right? They become less efficient because of oxidative stress. Hormone changes, some natural, some not. right? Habits, lack of attention, poor diet, no exercise. It affects your metabolism and your muscle mass and your body fat and sex drive and energy, all kinds of stuff. And their immune system decline, right? Becomes less effective from oxidative stress and cell glycation and lack of antioxidants and poisons. Basically, a systematic decline in your body's ability to repair or regenerate itself. Which brings us to the four horsemen. There's not a disease on earth that doesn't involve one or maybe all four of the issues that I'm going to list right now. And the very first one is inflammation. Inflammation being basically your immune system's response to an irritant. It's associated with every major degenerative disease on earth. Number one killer in the world, hands down. I did a podcast on this a while back. I think it was number 9 called, diet-controlled disease maybe. Here's what it comes down to. Anything that you eat that you do not need is harmful. I put everything that I consume into one of two broad categories. It's helpful and I need it. It's harmful and I don't. And it's really that black and white. It doesn't mean that an apple is going to kill me. It just means that, do I really need it? What am I getting out of it? Am I getting some vitamins or minerals or some micronutrients that I can't get elsewhere and I need to have it? Nope. Do I like it? Yes. So now treat it with respect and be smart. Anytime you have something that you do not need, you're forcing your body to do things that it wouldn't otherwise have to do to fix what you've just done. Whether it's sugar or inflammatory foods, other poisons, whatever. And it causes Alzheimer's and diabetes and obesity and cancer and all the inflammatory issues like GERD and gout and fibromyalgia and bloating and lupus and Crohn's. You got depression and fatty liver and heart disease and skin conditions and depression. I mean, the list goes to thousands of things. And then what speeds it up? How do you cause this problem? How do you make it worse? Eating carbohydrates. Sugar, especially fructose. Let me tell you this. Fructose is more reactive and digests differently and glycates cells at 7 to 10 times the rate of glucose. It's worse. It's the worst sugar you can consume. I don't care what anybody tells you. And you can't test for it. When you go get your hemoglobin A1C test done, it's testing for glucose, not fructose. Eating processed and packaged foods, processed meats, the seed oils that I talk about all the time that everybody just seems to ignore. And then you got excessive veggies and fruits, pesticides, medications, alcohol, cigarettes, just unnecessary harmful crap. That's what speeds it up. So then what slows it down? What stops it? What reverses it? The opposite. Cut it out. What you don't do is you don't add meds to hide the symptoms. You stop creating the problem in the first place. Everybody wants to take something to fix something. Your body's giving you a warning sign. It's like the check engine light coming on in your car and you just cut the wire to turn the light off. Problem resolved. All right, cold therapy, 35 to 55 degrees, 11 minutes a week. Great for inflammation. I do it every morning, about 3 to 5 minutes. Exercise, strength, and cardio. Ground yourself every day. These are ways that you can slow down inflammation. Primarily, stop eating garbage. Next is glycation. Basically, sugar that you consume from any source. I don't care if it's a complex carbohydrate or table sugar. It's all sugar at the end of the day. That enters your bloodstream, attaches to proteins and fats, and makes what's called free radicals, or AGEs, advanced glycation end products. Causes wrinkles, dry aging skin, saggy skin, acne, loss of protein function, which means loss of cell regeneration, which makes diabetics lose toes and fingers and go blind, destroys blood vessels. This is the real cause of heart disease, not cholesterol and fat. And it ruins ligaments and tendons and causes all kinds of other problems. So then what speeds it up? What makes this worse? What causes cell glycation? First and foremost, eating sugar. Any carbohydrates will do it. Any fruit will do it. Any kind of sugar that you consume, whether it's simple or complex, will turn to sugar and cause the problem. Antioxidant deficiencies cause the problem. Too many anti-nutrients from things like certain veggies and medications and soy, etc. Stress, processed foods. Natural plant poisons can do it. Overcooked meat. The black of meat when you sear a steak, the Pittsburgh part that's crunchy and tasty, that's AGEs. It's horrible for you. Doesn't mean it's not tasty, but there's a lot of tasty stuff that I don't eat because it's bad for me. So then what slows it down? What stops it? What reverses it? The opposite again, right? Cut it out. Cut out all the sugar and the carbs, or most. Load up on antioxidants. Take B6. Exercise. Eliminate all the processed crap that you have. Go to single ingredient foods. Avoid excessive fruits and veggies. Next is oxidation. Oxidation is basically free radicals attacking your DNA and aging you from the inside out. Thinking about biting an apple and sitting it on the desk, that browning, that's oxidation. Cell and tissue damage from the inside out. Causes neurological disease, ALS, multiple sclerosis, depression, memory loss, additional cell damage, necrosis, all kinds of inflammatory issues, suppressed immune function, reduced collagen production, which leads to more wrinkles and saggy skin, damaged mitochondria, which means crap energy. And then again, what speeds it up? What causes the problem? What makes this worse? Number one, not having enough antioxidants, and most people do not. Having too many veggies and processed foods with anti-nutrients does that. Drinking alcohol, smoking, having those seed oils that we talked about, rancid, crappy fats, trans fats, processed foods, pesticides, medications, general pollution. So then what slows it down? What stops it? What reverses it? First and foremost, take antioxidants. Glutathione, riboflavin, which is B2, selenium, vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, resveratrol, melatonin, those are all great. You can fast periodically. Stop smoking and drinking. 100%. Don't cut back. I won't drink as much. Just don't drink. Why are you poisoning yourself? There's nothing that you get good from alcohol but a buzz. And if you got to do that, what's your life like? You can't have fun without that? There's other problems if you feel like you got to drink. Avoid the seed oils. Avoid excessive veggies, especially ones with anti-nutrients in them. Don't eat soy if you're doing that. Exercise more often. Get more oxygen. Get outside. You guys starting to notice some of the common denominators from all of these things that I just listed? And then the last one is stress. When we're talking about stress, I'm talking about cortisol and adrenaline. They wreak havoc on your body. Okay, and I'm not talking about acute stress. I'm talking about chronic stress. Right? That causes weight gain and memory loss and fatigue and hormone imbalance, obesity from the cortisol, sleep problems, high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, premature death, people you don't want to be around. And we're talking about chronic stress from financial stress and crappy relationships and jobs that you hate, living in the past, worrying about the future, taking on too much, offering to do everything that you can for everybody else and neglecting yourself, working at a job that you hate for decades, not getting enough sleep, convincing yourself that 4 or 5 hours a night is all right. So what slows it down or stops it or even reverses it? The first thing I tell you to do is avoid stressful people. Get away from them. Change your circle. You're not obligated to partake in somebody else's darkness all the time just because they like to be that way. Stop going out with them. Stop hanging out with them. Stop associating with them. Stop answering their messages. Right? People are so scared to disassociate with hateful people. Get away. I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're family members or best friends or coworkers or bosses. If you got to leave your job, it would be worth it. Reduce stress through exercise, what people don't want to do. Meditate, pray, mindfulness. Avoid stressful circumstances. If the break room is always gossip and garbage, don't go in there. Go eat somewhere else. Do something you love for a living. Get more sleep. So here's the summary. Number one, things you need to eliminate. Sugar from all types. Most or all complex carbohydrates also would be sugar. Processed foods, packaged foods, lunch meat, fast food, junk food, garbage foods that you know are junk. Excessive veggies and fiber, especially ones with high anti-nutrients, things like kale and Brussels and soybeans and legumes. The seed oils that I talked about, again, those are soy, sunflower, safflower, corn, canola, cottonseed, rice bran, and grapeseed. Stop drinking alcohol. Stop smoking. And I'm talking about cigarettes, weed, vaping, all of it. Keep your antioxidants high. The ones I listed a minute ago are glutathione, riboflavin, which is B2, selenium, vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, resveratrol, and melatonin. All fantastic. Eliminate stress. Change your frickin' circle. Change your job if you have to. Lower your standard of living. Eliminate financial stress. Take pride in yourself. Fast periodically. Meditate. Work out. Prayer. Get adequate sleep. All things will eliminate stress. Some of those things are very simple things to do. You may feel like they're going to be super painful, but you'll thank yourself for it. Next is work out. 6 days a week. Take one off day where you just rest and recover, and even that's an active recovery day for me. Most people would say that it's exercise, going for long walks or hikes or whatever with Bethany and Samson. But I stay active on those days, but I work out 6 days a week. It doesn't mean you got to go to the gym and act like a competitive athlete and spend 4 hours a day in the gym. It means you need to exercise, lift, cardio, strength, mobility, something. I don't care if it's Pilates one day and it's heavy strength the next, and it's a Metcon workout the next, and it's sprint intervals the next. Exercise, workout, strength, cardio every day, 6 days a week. Next is hydrate. Seems very simple, but so many people don't. Most people are dehydrated. Just start with 50% of your body weight in ounces. It's a good ballpark. Okay, you can put more back when you go outside and sweat or go for long runs or feel like you need more, but just start drinking water consistently and track it. Some people think they drink enough and they drink way too little or way too much. And then add electrolytes every day, especially if you live in a hot or humid environment. Like I'm in Florida, so adding electrolytes is just something that I do every single day. Guys, all of this stuff that I'm telling you to do is not an extra 5 hours a day. Everybody hears this stuff and feels like I have to rearrange my entire life and quit my job and divorce my wife and never spend time with my kids and eliminate all my hobbies just to try to be healthy. It's just a lot of little small changes that become habits. In the end, it's like everything else. Everything. It's about choices and priorities. What's really important to you? If it's important enough, you'll find a way to work these things in. All of us are literally a sum total of the choices that we've made up until this point in our life, what we have consumed up until today. If you don't like what you see in the mirror, start making some different choices. Consume different stuff. I'm out. For more content, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. See you.